All I want is a microphone setup that works as well as this, but for my iPhone. It should be easy to do, right? It turns out it's impossible. But I did just find one option that might work. There's a microphone by Rode that it's a digital mic. So digital mics, if you're not into the whole technical thing, they plug right into a phone and then they work. But the way that most of them work is you have to set the gain on your phone in a third-party camera app. So I played with that. I tried it, and I found it really frustrating because you're still when you're messing with gain, it's like gambling. How's it like gambling, Greg? Well, I'll tell you how. It's like on the top end, your audio will clip and it sounds terrible. It's like digital crackly sound. You can't use it at all. There's no filter you can run it through that's going to fix it. If it's too low, then, like, for one thing, you can't just use these clips and post them right to Instagram or whatever, YouTube. You have to put them into an editing software and then, grab the little volume button thing and slide it up until it's like the volume that people are ready to hear. That when you come up in their feed, you'll sound like everybody else. You won't be quiet. So you're always betting, like, oh, I'm probably not gonna talk too loud, and there's not too many loud things happening around me, so I'll set the gain here around 50%. But then you start the recording, something loud could happen, you bump your microphone, that throws the entire clip off. It doesn't just mess up a little piece of your clip. And again, if it's too low, there's more reasons why too low is bad. You can't just set your gain to like 10% all the time and just think that's good. It's not, because a lot of the times you'll be talking too quietly, and if you go, then you have to go into your editing software, and when you grab the waveform, you grab the volume lever and you bring it up, you're hearing a lot of hiss because it was recorded like at a low volume. When you turn the volume up, it's like if you have a stereo on and you turn the knob all the way up, you hear a hissing. You hear, like, they call that the noise floor. So that's not good either. Plus, you're not getting any of the stuff that makes somebody sound like a DJ, like compression, EQ. Like you can't just turn the bass up on it like easily. You can't do any of that stuff in iMovie. And people will tell you a lot of crazy stuff about iMovie that's not true. Like, I looked into this, I checked with Google AI. I was like, what can I do with my audio? It doesn't sound so good. I edit in iMovie. If you ask the AI, the answer that you'll get back is that, yeah, you can do some stuff with it. There's no compression and there's no EQ, but you can hit the audio button and there's like a drop-down menu that has different things. Painting a sign, like a truck will pull up and idle right next to where I'm working. And maybe loudness would help with that. But then there's music. It said hit the music button and that will like fix your EQ so that it's like, it sounds like you've added compression, but it doesn't. I've done a side-by-side where I compared a quiet clip that I raised the volume up to just where you can hear it comfortably, and I've done it so with the flat EQ, and I've done it also by hitting the music button. There's no difference. You can't hear a difference. Not with the microphones that I use. And I'm not a gambling man. I'm a really simple guy that I like to paint a sign. At the beginning of the day, like I'm looking at a wall. At the end of the day, I'm looking at a sign. I mean, that's a simplified version, but you get the idea. I don't know why I didn't set it up like this before. Now, this is a bulletproof setup with my GoPro Hero 7 Black and this Rode microphone. Actually, this is the Boya version. So this is like a $30 microphone. And what is now, you can probably get this camera set up for like $150. Maybe 200. People are still asking like $200 for this camera, especially if it comes with the GoPro audio adapter, which is a key part of the setup. But then I buy an iPhone 16 and I'm like, wow, this camera works really well. I wish I could hook this microphone up to my phone and it would work the same way it does with it. It doesn't work though. You get right back to that gamble where it's like, now you've hooked this microphone up to the iPhone and you have to guess at the gain level. And if you mess it up, the clip's worthless. I don't know why I hadn't put the camera right here before. This is the perfect place with this cheap Amazon tripod turned sideways and lashed to the thing. I don't know if you can see it. But earlier I had a stick here. I took some good shots because this is a really pretty sign that I just painted. I have to make a little bit more room between me and the wall because I'm about to do the final move on this sign. I'm going to roll another coat of the gray, the background color. See, I'm waiting for the sun to get off at the corner here so that because this is a dark gray, and as soon as you roll it on the wall, the paint will dry right away. And I want this last coat to go on beautifully because I use Sherwin-Williams super paint, and when you do it right, it's like a beautiful velvety finish to this matte super paint. And that is super paint also, but in satin finish. So these letters will be a little bit shinier than the background. They'll stand off nicely. You'll be able to see it when you're coming in on York Road. It's going to just... I mean, a sign like this is basically money in the bank for Wits End. And also, let me say thank you to Hill Management, who hired me to paint this sign. They're headquartered right across the street. And so they've got this building, which I've done other videos about. They manage this building that was originally a John Deere building. And it was built with a special kind of roof, so it didn't have to have any columns in the middle. John Deere did engineering and stuff, I guess research and development. Could I say that? I'm adding that. Don't quote me on that. But since like the 1980s, it's been other stuff. I think I did a better job than I usually do. Like a lot of these really pretty signs that I do, I get a load of video of me rolling on primer, which is the most boring thing in the world. And then at the end, I'm like, oh, I forgot to do the lettering part. I thought that with these two O's, like this would have been the perfect place to do the video that I've been thinking about for a long time. Not for YouTube, but for Instagram, where I would use the song 16 Tons, and there's a part where he talks about, like, he's going to punch you. The main character in that song talks about, like, if the left one don't get you, then the right one will, and it's about fist fighting. But I thought it would be funny to do while I paint, because I'm kind of ambidextrous when I paint. And the letter O is like the best example, like I switch hands a bunch of times when I'm painting an O. I had the camera on a stick here. It was just a piece of 1x wood that I picked up out of a dumpster at another job site, and I had it clamped on here. It was like most of the shot was my back. You can barely see the letters. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I can crop. I mean, you guys, I'm such a donkey that when I first got the GoPro, I literally went like this on the back of the GoPro, and I thought I could zoom in. I didn't know. Now I know. You got to get the GoPro close to anything that you want to take a video of. That's just the way it is. Alright, I think the sun is off the wall enough that I can start. And I'm going to start in the sunny spot, because I can get a nice wet start on there and come down. The big story with this sign would be that it's the first time in a long time that I've painted the negative. I don't know if I've ever done that before. Painting the negative. That's what a sign painter calls it when you paint like a chunk of the wall, whatever the letter color is, and then you put on your pattern and you paint around the letters. And it's important when the letters are bright and the background is dark, especially with a color like this orange. This color is Sherwin-Williams Earthen Jug, and the background is Peppercorn, a lovely combination. If you've ever painted anything orange, you'll know, right? It takes like 3 or 4 coats to get if you're brushing the orange on there and you've got a lot of detail and you're kind of working the paint around, You just can't get a solid coat on in one go. It takes like 3 coats. So much easier just to roll 3. I did. I rolled 3 coats of this orange on the wall and then 2 coats of the peppercorn. Mwah. Gonna look great for generations. Super paint makes a big difference. You gotta go for the super paint. If you're doing something fancy, you don't want to go with a builder's grade paint. Like I've done jobs where, and I'm not gonna say who, okay? You can't make me. Like a piece of wall is painted red. It's a brand color, right? And the construction company paints that, and then I am told to use the same red in a design for a sign or a mural, right? And I use the super paint and they use the A100. And just a few short years later, the A100 is like blitzed. It's like bleached. It looks inconsistent. And my Sherwin-Williams super paint looks as good as the day it was painted. Like 4 years later. That kind of thing just happens all the time. Not many people have the patience to even listen to a story about it. Congratulations for being that person. I want to say again, if I didn't say before, thanks to Hill Management. They did a great job of getting pictures of me painting this, like quietly with just facing the wall. Sometimes you get the wrong idea from the videos that I make, that I'm like some sort of loudmouth. When I'm painting, it's actually just like this, like me facing the wall. That's like 98% of what I do. And then 2% it's like this. Maybe up to 7% of the day is like this. Maybe more, I don't know. I did do a test one time where I ran the GoPro. I did a 4K time lapse for an entire day, and there was a clock in the picture, and I tried to figure out how much time of the day I spent looking at my phone. But I was also eating. No, out of like 9 hours of time lapsing, I think there was about 2 hours where I was not in the picture painting, but that's also time that I'm going to the bathroom and eating. Is that okay? 2 hours? There's also emails for future jobs, I have to check email during the day. Most days I do that. I check email during the day for, upcoming jobs. Oh, and thanks again, Hill Management, for taking the good pictures. I'm out of here. Driving in right to the van. Big bump. Van's way over there. It was in the shade. Magooby's guy gave me a water. I'll remember that till the day I die. I mean, I brought water, of course, but it's nice to have a store-bought water. Store-bought water tastes better. And there's my sign. This is not the best light conditions to view it through my GoPro Hero 7 Black. I should take a picture. I'll snap a picture.